What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. In this particular video review recap, I will be reviewing David Makes Man, season 1, episode 2. Now, if y'all been all looking at so far and started watch this series, or this new series, I actually been behind 2 episodes. So next week will be on episode 4. I only did the first one. There was a couple of YouTubers who did review the first episode. I think Apple Buzz is the only one few people that still are reviewing it, I think. But I want to go ahead and finish what I started and try to watch and continue to review the remaining amount of the series. I think it's between 8 to 10 episodes. So, y'all, it's my first time using my nephew's iPad, y'all. So this is, I got used to realness. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. The close up is kind of interesting because I got these little acne. I'm starting getting acne and stuff again. But anyway, y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, if y'all don't have own or anything like that, I just found out I already have, the DVD, the last 2 episodes. Owen, who also has a channel, they have their own channel on YouTube. You can actually see the first 3 episodes all full, no commercial, I think, or whatever, or limited commercials. Right here on YouTube. So go to own channel. They got like 3.3, about 3 million something subscribers, and you can go watch them there. So I just finished watching episode 2, and I plan on watching episode 3, so that way I'll be cut up and do another video and maybe back on, on a couch or not. We'll see. And if you hear it sounds like another voice in the background, that is my nephew in the background. Okay. This kind of picks up. This is obviously must be a Saturday or something. So we all know that after the whole problem was that David was a lookout and he was either having like visions or dreams or kind of having some hallucinations or something, whatever. You got this Irene, his best friend situation going on, unfortunately, and then he's still dealing with how Sky is quote quote either hunting him or trying to look out for him, or if, like I said, if this is hallucination or the slash traumatization that he's still dealing with obviously the loss of Sky. But the next day, he taking his brother. They waking up in the morning again for whatever reason. Maybe because KG used to get behind whooped or whatever. He secretly, I guess, does this every day because it looked like again he was, his brother was already up and stuff, and their mama came home, whatever, probably the double shift, whatever. So I don't know, it was 5 or 6, but KG is excited about going to his granddad's house, okay, and again, David, it kind of does like David Makes a Man, but he, even though he is a child, he does a lot of stuff as well, like trying to maintain school and home and take a place not just a big brother but almost like a dad like figure to his little brother. And his brother is like a little wild one. If he had a nickname beside KG, it would be a little Scrappy. That's pretty much him. So now they getting ready to go, whatever, and he's trying to go the other way. And KG's like, they noticing, like, especially since, there was kind of an epic fail of, here he is supposed to be lookout, and, Popos came around, stuff like that. I don't know if anybody got arrested or nothing like that, but, that's losing out on money, stuff like that, and money has, in some people, most cases, has more value than the human life itself. So, yeah. So he's trying to avoid Raymond, seeing Ray the next day, right? So, KG's like, if you got a problem, I'll make sure I know you don't like to fight and nothing like that. And before they had went, I forgot to mention, Gloria was talking, about David should really be on punishment, but, KG started laughing or something like that. And she had to remind KG, but he wasn't trying to start, he didn't, throw the punch, which he didn't, okay? So anyways, when they're going away there, like I said, Raymond can catch up. They about to get on a bus. Raymond's like, hold up, hold the bus, bro. Because, they be trying to get him on, like, come on, KG, get on the bus. He's sitting here like, what, whatever, right? Just up here wasting time, okay? And in time, Raymond was able to get the bus time thinking David. So even when they get off the bus to go and drop KG off at his granddad's house, whatever, right? He, is following everywhere. David's trying to avoid him, stuff like that. And Ray, of course, catches up to him. And then, it was kind of a little conversation where, Ray asked like, "Where you going?" Blah blah blah. No, no, no. I'm on my way to Uncle's house and all this stuff. And David asked him like, "Don't you have a car?" It's like, "Yeah, but it's at my uncle's house." We found about that a little bit more later. But it's basically like he wants to hang out with him, and in other words, trying to smooth things over with him or give a chance to move face over, since he basically was the one who messed up the operations of last night about being the lookout and making sure the product don't get touched or get interfered with when the transactions, okay? And look out that popos don't get, don't mess with this stuff, okay? So he ends up, and apparently he must know KG's granddad, because granddad, he all yelling KG, David, as soon as the granddad opened the door and KG running, he like KG something because he's always protective over him. And look out for him. He being the granddad's like, hey, because it was a girl answered the door. I don't know if it was one of his daughters or was it this girl, if you know what I mean. I don't know what was going on when she answered the door when the granddad came to the door, right? And Ray introduced herself like, hey, Reverend such and such, whatever the heck his name is. He's like, been a while since somebody called me Reverend whatever, and he respects his elders, so he made himself way there. One of the girls because he was talking to, so I don't know if that's one of his daughters, granddaughters, cause I don't know what the heck it was, whatever. Cause Reverend already told David about stop yelling every time he come over here. But like I said, David has so much going on, and he's trying to protect his brother at the same time. Even though his brother got a lot of problems, and obviously his dad had passed away, where we heard about that as well during the conversation right before they go to granddaddy's house. So, when they about to leave, Ray tried to tell him, like, we got a bark party, and Bianca told me, with the girl he was talking to, they got him have a block party, and he's called himself trying to celebrate with David, and we see a little bit more how it goes. Okay, so basically, Ray manages to get him, able to finally make convince him to go with him to his uncle's house. Right now, when his uncle pulled up with this dude, whatever, his right hand man or whatever. Right now, first, he talked. Ray. First he Ray. Them are waiting, I guess, on the porch area. It's got a big, large porch area that you could have a car right there, because his car that he had, a yellow, was a Mustang or something like that, sitting where ain't got no wheels, one of the mirrors is completely broken and all the other stuff. And he explains like that's his car, but it's not a condition really to drive. And he explains that his dad Sky was the one who purchased this for him. But he messed it up doing about a $120 on the highway and all this stuff, and it hit his rubber. Even though he wasn't scratched or anything, survived. But he was just saying like, comparing again, where it's like, I don't know if he's trying to like David or something, or in other words, and he didn't even know that YG and David didn't have the same dad. He was also mentioning that too. And KG got kind of offended, and that's why he had to calm down, because his father did pass away. I don't know if he passed away the same way that Sky did or whatever. But, and they don't mention, at least in this episode, about where's David's dad, okay? So, anyways, they, like I said, the dude pulls up and he got his right hand man driving the car, and he confronted Raymond like, y'all sitting up here in front of my house, whatever, whatever. And he gives Dap whatever hug. It turned out, of course, Ray already said it was his uncle. And the dude, his name is Elvis, because I forgot this. He been in the game from one of actors, like great actors who've been in there. If y'all seen, unfortunately, now the Cancer series, She's Gotta Have It, and certain movies, because I remember seeing, but I just remember he been in everything since American Crime, Clockers, that horror movie I refuse to see because I don't like horror movies anyway. Period. With Spike Lee, the Sweet Blood of Jesus. Nope. Yeah, I think he showed he was in that too, and that's about it. But he's been in a lot of stuff. Y'all look up his reference. So he playing the uncle on here. And it's kind of like, more so personally to me, it was like a coerced situation as opposed to that. Even though they made it seem like he had a choice, it was like either this or whatever. But I mean, they didn't do that. But I'll get to that in a second, how it happened. So he's talking, he got to, because he first, David was first outside the door. He was about to go in. I wasn't going in. He just said, come in, nephew. That I ain't your nephew. Shoot. He didn't say that, but I'm just saying he's present. And the guy was like, oh, were you looking for something out here, blah, blah. Go in the house or something like that. So he's sitting in the living room, and the uncle talked to Ray like, sorry, but, I taking care of business. So he's basically letting him, Ray know, like, if you can't take care of a nickel and dime operation, how are you going to be with the big package when there's a lot of money, stuff like that? Basically confronted about, like I said, what happened when David was having one of his moments or dream sequence or whatever was going on. And then David ends up like, because he just kept talking to him, like, I don't know if he was going to confront Ray. And, Ray's not saying anything. And David said, sorry, I was the one that messed up out being the lookout. And the uncle was like, Uncle Todd, whatever his name was, he was like, oh, I mean, that's good that you did whatever. But, that still was kind of messed up. But he appreciated him about doing that. So he came in there, was talking something. I don't know what was in that. I don't know if it was water, aqua, whatever, and tries to give him David to drink. Jacob puts it right on the coaster. And then he ends up having him come to, because Ray, the uncle's like, oh yeah, you did tell me, this was that dude or whatever, you know what I mean? And it basically put a situation where basically David, they're trying to get him to get into the drug game as well. So he's even trying to, when the uncle talking to David and stuff, he like, you know what, I know basically like he already know like he been quote quote trained by Sky, and David had to tell him like, I didn't work for Sky. And the uncle started laughing or whatever, right? Because he's just like, you know what? You think, oh, he was like a big brother, like to you, whatever. But it's interesting because when Ray talks to him, at least even though it's been only maybe 10 minutes maximum in the last 2 episodes, that he, the way he comes in, when he comes to him as talking to him, especially in the first episode, we haven't seen Sky yet so far in this episode, that it's almost was like as if he did look like David Moore was more than what the stereotypicals of what he was being, he can offer more than what the neighborhood that they lived in was was given him, you know what I mean, and expected David to excel and may be able to go past the lifestyle, okay. And so, and I'm just saying, based on the hallucinations of David or whatever that we're seeing, or the ghost or angel form or Sky or whatever's going on, that Sky does expect more of him and is like a mentor to him. Okay, because even Ray has kind of like said, I know my dad liked you. You didn't see the bad side of the dad or got, whatever, like when the car, whatever. Like he kind of like says, like, as if, his dad treated him like a second son that he didn't have or whatever. And it's like combinations where it's like he likes him, but it could be, some jealousy, whatever, but then also trying to also take advantage of what he could. Because if Sky was still around, I don't know if the series would have been made if they made it like that. But and also I don't think like David would be put in that position. I mean, I'm that's just guessing, my guess. But it seemed like because Sky's not there to quote unquote protect him, that it makes David more vulnerable to the dangers out there. It seems like so far. And so the guy was trying to convince him, like, we can start, just one package, we can start this, whatever, we can help out. Even David's like, I don't want to, basically, like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, we know the situation, like, basically help you, help your household, help you, blah, blah, blah. And he like, no, we good, whatever. And he's like, don't take a quick no, say it slow, yes, or whatever. And he kind of had, whatever. So because David had came in, I noticed, with a blue book bag. I think it was, he just took it with him. I know KG had his own bag when he got dropped at his grandpa's house, whatever, for the day or the week, whatever, And sometimes grandpa be dropping him late off at the school KG goes to. And so when he's outside, because like I said, when, still the uncle was trying to quote, quote, convince him, but that was already set up anyway. Ray's like, you know what, I promised him a party or something like that. Now, it's about to change in a second. It was just some code words, because this is when the part where it more so becomes coerced instead of him deciding himself. Because when he comes, he's right in front of the door and wait for Raymond so they can go to this bar party, because you started hearing the music and stuff. That's supposed to be the reason also Ray was going there as well. But like I said, he does business or handles his business in the Vow. I would Ville the Vow. I forgot what the neighborhood the hood they come from, whatever. And so he gives him his bag and he's like, you got to take this back, blah, blah. That way it makes it even, that way it's even, he smooths it out with the uncle, smoothed out with him, whatever, take this back. And David don't want to do it. And he basically like went like, okay, like no choice, like take this back basically. So he's basically was still put in the situation, even though he said, no, I don't want to do it. But it's kind of like I said, he's starting to be put into this lifestyle he didn't want to be anyway, but So it basically the part it wasn't no damn party for him. It was just like just to get him out, like baby. Either way, it was to make him say yes, even if he didn't want to do it. So he gotta find a way to take this stuff because he always trying to convince him like they ain't gonna bother you because you a kid with this book bag. You're not gonna know. So don't open this up because David was about to open up to see what's in there. But David, being the curious person kid that he is, when he gets up back on the first bus that comes out and stuff like that, right? He opened in the bag, and you see a pound of weed. It looked like a pound of weed, right? And it looked like a bag of pills, or in the boxes. He writing the name down, Mirrored X, Mirror something type of pill. And a girl up here like, dang, somebody got some loud or something like back there. And then he zipped it up, and then he got off the bus at the same time as her. Nobody said no, so I was kind of concerned, like, man, why did he open up the bag? Okay. He goes to some Kroger or whatever independent grocery store that they got in that area. And at that time, he goes and he uses the money that we found out later on is actually his bus fare. And first we hear like security or something like that, and a woman looking out. On our first slide, he was, it was very suspense. They get this store. This may be a drama, but they get plenty of suspense because and they good with giving you like, oh my gosh, it's gonna get caught whatever with this all this drug essay. We're gonna say alternate chemicals. We're gonna say that so he goes get some oven bags. He goes into go to the bathroom. I actually use the oven bags to kind of like cover up and protect against the pounds of bags of weeds. At least 2 or 3 bags that he got of it that he used the oven bags to cover it up with, and he put an air freshener not on top of the pounds but on top of the bags and trying to spraying with this. He lucky they had an air freshener wherever that bathroom was in the grocery store. So after he does that, he runs into the same girl, the one that was kind of making it known that somebody has some loud on the bus. And he, because he tried to call his mama, but the phone died. Because he had hung it up at first when he was with Ray with them and stuff like that, whatever. And he already said, like, I'm trying to make sure I get there for my mom, beats me to there. So he ends up afterwards. He asks us first he was trying to ask for a phone, and she was like, I don't play about phone. I don't blame me. Real talk. So this has been happening a couple times where not to me personally, but we have heard stories about people ask for your phone and run off and take off with it. But she does manage to call the mom and the speakerphone, and he's was letting know where it's at. And the girl, I forgot what her name is, explains like oh, he was just using the phone, I was just letting you the phone. So he realized when he looks in his hand, he doesn't even have enough to get a 25-cent thing of Laffy Taffy. I mean, now later or anything, okay? He don't have enough to get on the bus. So he begins to walk. It was still, I don't know what time it was, but he had walked. He had walked to the point where it was nighttime. And then we see for a second a dream sequence that, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to go over everything because I do want y'all to watch the episode yourself if y'all already haven't seen it, okay? And so basically it was one Turner, but it wasn't a good one. They didn't show where he really was at. Now this is pretty interesting where this sequence is coming, not the sequence, but if they're gonna like talk more about who these people are. So I guess they're new people that I don't know if they're permanent, coming back or whatever. So he trying to go to water fountain because he's dehydrated. He's been walking probably like 3 or 4 hours, whatever, since he couldn't take the bus and couldn't afford it. And then we see this, it seemed like this woman that come out of nowhere who has a coincidence a pink cooler, and it almost looked like a person. At first I'm thinking, is this another hallucination? Because it just seemed more real. She had a pink cooler. It looked like, Pepsi, like, he was having his own Pepsi commercial. So I'm just saying this illusion. If you look at the way it's how they had to, like say, the filming, cinematography is excellent. But it was just like, she just seemed out of nowhere. And she was like, you want a bottle of water? And and of course he's quiet, whatever. And she was like, no, oh, stay right there. And then all of a sudden, this is when it seemed like, okay, is this a real sequence? Then really it was started kids coming out the bushes. A couple people coming out the bushes. They were hiding behind the bushes. They come out of nowhere, and that was their spot. And she was just like, oh, you come to somewhere a lot of trade, and y'all look up that word up because sometimes I even forget trade comes around there, stuff like that, whatever. And it was another young boy, probably around his age, that gave him water first, messed up, then they gave him another one, and he said his name was, if David finally said it was David, got the water, wherever, and then she was just talking real quick. So, but what we gather is, whatever it was, is either she was Oh, okay, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I have not watched Pose. I watched reviews, but I think I may watch it, even though that's a good, but it seemed, good show. But I haven't, like, I ain't gonna lie, watched it yet. But I don't know. She's the mom of, like, helping these, these teens, whatever. What was going on? I don't know yet. Okay, and so she was like, okay, yeah, Star, he about to go with you because he has to go that same bus. And because she was like, y'all gotta leave, your bus is coming. And Dave was like, running. She was like, no, y'all gotta leave. And the taxi goes, skirt, I don't know where, right? Because like I said, I don't know, it's like, seemed like a abandoned parking lot or whatever. Or I don't know, she's the mom, or she's the madam or slash mom or mom. I don't know what's going on, okay? But cause this dude comes out complaining, and and David says, cause this woman, I guess it was a trans woman, but she looked, I guess you could but she looked at like more like, oh, like it's a man's more, like looked at like a more masculine, and because there was so much going on at the moment, he was like, "Is that a man or a female?" And here go Femi. That's what she could say. Everybody called her Femi. She was like, the house mom slash madam. I don't know what's going on. She's like, "That's don't be transphobic." And he's like, "Okay, sorry." And they went on the bus because all of a sudden, when that guy complained like it wasn't worth $50, whatever service was, and they was gonna get one for free, the free actually was a guaranteed ass whooping. So Femi clocked the dude. The girl that the caught the dude, the trick, whatever, and then the girl who that was with him. Yeah, he pretty much got jumped. Yeah, for not liking the services and stuff. Like I said, there was a lot going on, but Finney warned David, like, okay, y'all two go, okay, because he was being sent a friend. Star ended up covering David to get on the bus. So he's supposed to be staying with somebody for a while. I think he came from Tampa or something like that, whatever. And they come into the neighborhood, and there's mixed a lot Miss Ellie mixed Lodger. She when I read mixed Lodger actually identifies as a Quinterger, but like I think a non-binary person. But okay, so I'm gonna say I don't know if to go to pronoun, but no, I think she goes by the pronoun she. I think I remember. I don't want to use the wrong pronouns. And she'd be like, okay, y'all just sit, oh, okay, y'all tonight. And it turns out that's who Starry was supposed to be staying with. Out on for it. He told the rules like, okay, she go on the stairs from like, you family, I'm the only hoe in the house, all this other stuff, whatever. So I don't know what, like, why is she staying? I don't know what the arrangement is, so that's interesting to find out what the heck that's going on with that. Okay. So the dude who done the first two, if I got that was on Raymond's dude that got David and them almost got confrontation. He all calling up, like doing almost like damn there's some bird call and talk to some girls. So that's who he supposed to drop off the materials for. He come out and he like bring it up here, and David like, no, you want me, but do you want me to drop this on the phone? Come down, at least meet me halfway. So he agreed to meet him halfway. And then when David, I guess, is about to meet him some way, we see Sky. We have not seen the entire episode, and then he appears, and he's just not saying anything, but he's like blocking David, and David just keeps saying over again, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and we're just seeing him go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and the guy is like looking from a distance. He don't say nothing. He just, but they don't show when he gives him, the material, okay, but supplies. But like I said, he was just like this, and he's just seeing Scott upon. Like I said, there's some trauma and some hallucinations that David is dealing with. Okay, I don't know if Sky was there, or just the fact he passed away, or did he die in front of David's face, or or something as well. Because the way David is taking it, it's like it's really hard. So the guy, he obviously, and then he gets back into the house, and then his mom finally appears when he started to go to sleep, and that's he woke up, and then she's finally home, but he was able to get there before she got there, and that's pretty much, I think, was what had ended. But like I said, Sky has not left. He might have like not appeared as much, but he did make an appearance in this episode. So it's just a lot going on. It's like, okay, now what's going to happen with David? David now, how many times since they started this, where how many times going to have him drop a package, or they're gonna have him do it more. Is KG gonna get into to this stuff? Because KG will be like one of them wild kids. Like I'll scrap. I'm from this area. I represent this, represents this set. All this other stuff he into, and it's just like this is all this happened in one day. Who is Star? What Miss Elijah? What the heck is there? I don't know what's going on. And are we gonna see Phoenix? It's a lot of questions, but I do want to continue watching. I hope y'all the best I could do. But like I said, we're still getting used to characters and obviously more characters. But I definitely see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care. Hugs and loves everybody, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care. Night night. Okay.